John, and welcome to another episode of the Disability Show Live. This week, I want to talk about the DAS Pass, of course, the Disability Access Service Pass. Now, prior to your trip, about I think 30 days beforehand, you need to do a FaceTime with a Disney Pass member. We did this before our 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 trip last week. They will ask you some questions, and then they will set you up with your DAS Pass. Now, with it, you can, when you're at the parks, you can either go to the ride or go to the My Disney Experience app and check the ride you want to do, and then get a return time. So you can just go enjoy the rest of the park, and when your time rolls around, click your Magic Band, and you're good to go. Now, another new thing with this change to the system is that you have to wait 10 minutes before you can and make your next DAS Pass return time. But no matter what, the DAS Pass is definitely a huge help, especially for people like me who can't stand being in long lines because, sometimes I gotta move around. So anyway, that's my tip. As always, if you have any questions on how to do Disney for people with disabilities, let me know in the chat if you're watching this live, or in the comments if you're watching this later, and I'll make sure it gets into a future episode. And now it's time for this week's Top 5. So, Halloween is this coming Thursday. That's why I got the shirt on today. And when it comes to Halloween movies, I definitely like the more fun and silly Halloween movies rather than the ultra scary Halloween movies. So this week, we are going to cover my top 5 Disney Halloween movies. Number 5, Hocus Pocus. Yeah, it is a great movie. Hocus Pocus 2 is also great, but the original Hocus Pocus cannot be beat. I mean, especially when the witches belt out, "I put a spell on you." Hi, Noe Del Fosse. And so I don't think so, Cody 11K. You are being put in a timeout. Alright. Well, bonjour to you. If you're just tuning in, we are covering my top 5 Disney Halloween movies. Alright, number 4, the Halloween Town movies. Of course, being a product of the late 90s, I was a Disney Channel baby, so I, of course, huge fans of Halloween Town, Halloween Town 2, and Halloween Town High. Not a huge fan of Return to Halloween Town because if you know, you know. But yeah, it's great. I mean, because Kimberly J. Brown, I don't know what that means, Sasa Helmana. Helena. But yeah, great movies. I if you're just tuning in, we are going over my top 5 Disney Halloween movies. Number 3 Haunted Mansion. Now, a lot of you may know that I am a huge Muppet fan. Am I vegan? No. Uh, as I was saying, through mewing, I don't know what that means. As I was saying, so Muppets Haunted Mansion is a great movie, and because it's the Muppets. When you got the Muppets, you know it's going to be great. Thank you for subscribing. Yeah, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I definitely need the subs. But, hi T. Bernard. Welcome. Make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're just tuning in, hey, this channel is about doing Disney for people with disabilities. And if you're just tuning in, we are going over my top 5 Disney Halloween movies. Number 5 was Hocus Pocus. Number 4 is Halloween Town. And right now we are discussing number 3. I don't know what that means. Going over number 3, Muppets Haunted Mansion. So, when you put together the Muppets and a classic ride like the Haunted Mansion, you just know you're going to have an epic movie. Especially when you got Will Arnett being the ghost host, and all these other celebrities making cameos such as John Stamos, Pat Sajak, Sky Jackson. It's a lot of fun. It's a great movie. Number 2, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. I'm talking about the classic animated Disney Legend of Sleepy Hollow. You can find this on Disney Plus as a part of the Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. But yeah, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow is a great movie. Bing Crosby narrates and sings the whole thing, and it's a lot of fun, but it gets a little scary right at the part with the headless horseman. Of course, it has to, because that's what pretty much the whole movie is about. But yeah, it is fun. It's classic Disney animation at its finest. And my number 1 Disney Halloween movie, Mickey's House of Villains. Now, I grew up in, I was in the Toon Disney era. For those of you who don't know, Toon Disney was the channel before Disney XD. And one of the shows they had was House of Mouse, which still isn't on Disney Plus. But Mickey's House of Villains, definitely. I find a way to watch it every year. It is so good. It's the House of Mouse celebrating Halloween, but then Jafar and a bunch of other villains take over for the club, and there's a whole bunch of great classic Halloween cartoons within the film as well. So anyway, let me know in the chat or in the comments what your favorite Disney Halloween movie is. And now it is time for Diz or Dat. So on both coasts, Fantasmic is an amazing show. At Disneyland, it takes place on the rivers of America, and about an hour beforehand, not even. People grab spots in New Orleans Square and pretty much crowd all the space. Whereas at Hollywood Studios, there is actual seating for the show. Doo-doo caca. I don't know what that means, Hot Pocket Aces. As I was saying, at Hollywood Studios, there is actual seating for Fantasmic and an actual stage where you see all the action, and that definitely has our pick now that we have seen both versions of the show. But I want to know from you. Let me know in the chat or in the comments which version of Fantasmic you prefer. The Disneyland version, or DAT, the Walt Disney World version. And now it's trivia time! So last week we asked, what does Hakuna Matata mean? The correct answer was no worries. Congratulations if you knew the answer. And now here is this week's trivia time question. What is the name of the castle at Shanghai Disneyland? Be the first one with the correct answer, and you will receive 100 cool points. So, the second Halloween is over. By the time the last guest for the final Not So Scary Halloween party has left the park, the holiday services team is going to start replacing the pumpkins with garland and wreaths. And probably all the pumpkins on Main Street will be replaced by the giant Christmas tree. Because, as we all know, the second Halloween is over, Disney immediately starts transitioning over to Christmas. Which I cannot wait because, I mean, it gets worse every year. I mean, it's not even Halloween yet, and there are already Christmas commercials on TV. I mean, it's just crazy. But yeah, I am looking forward to this year's Christmas season at Walt Disney World. All the great decorations. On November 2nd, the Jungle Cruise will be transformed into the Jingle Cruise. On November 9th and 10th, daytime guests can see Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas Time parade. Probably because that's when they'll be doing filming for this year's Christmas specials. Jungle Fever. That's right, Hot Pocket Aces. And on November 8th will be the first Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party of the year. And on November 9th will be this year's first Jollywood Nights at Hollywood Studios. And then in late November, Epcot will start their Festival of the Holidays, which features, of course, the Candlelight Processional. Now, I have been to Disney at Christmas twice, so I am not exaggerating when I say that the Disney parks are most amazing during Christmas. I know what I'm saying. Trust me, I'm never wrong. So if you ever think about going to Disney during Christmas, please do because that's when the parks are most magical rather than any other time of the year. So anyway, that's our show. As I said, if you have any questions on how to do Disney for people with disabilities, let me know in the chat if you're watching this live, or in the comments if you're watching this later, and I'll make sure it gets into a future video. For this week's shout-outs, make sure you guys check out my buddy Beth over at Beth's Disney Adventures. She does amazing live streams from the parks all the time. Definitely check her out. Also, make sure you guys check out my buddy Ron over at Ron on the Go. He also does great live streams from the parks. Definitely check him out as well. Also, make sure you guys check out Josh and Jenna over at Resort TV 1. They also do amazing live streams from the parks. Also, my buddy Mike over at Chasing Magic, he does great vlogs. Hopefully, he'll be starting to do some more soon. If you haven't subscribed here yet to the Big John Network, what in the Walt Disney World are you waiting for? And ding the bell for notifications so you never miss a second of the fun. And until next time, Quaharine.